Welcome to Matinee Heroes presents CastOFF. I'm your host, Craig Price. It is Tuesday, so that means it's another episode, our 7th episode, I believe. It's either our 6th or it's our 6th episode. We're almost end of the season. We've got 2 more after this, and this is the show where 2 contestants duke it out, recasting your favorite movies with some of your most beloved actors. Let's meet our challengers for today. These guys are really top-notch folks, and you're going to really like their selection. So we have from... he's already pushing up mutes on his buttons here. Let's see if I can get my computer to work with me. There it is. Oh, it's so slow today. I don't know what's going on.
Whoa! Okay, there it is.
From the Colt 45 podcast, we have Randy Yarbrough, or as he's known as Randy Savage, and comedian Travis Tate. We're going to start with you, Randy. Randy, let me see. I've been hitting buttons, and now things are going
always
weird.
With my government name, man.
Is it really that big a deal? Are you really upset about that?
I've worked so hard to create this persona, and here's that guy who delivers bread to all the other peoples. Like, oh, okay, yeah, that's me too.
Well, you may recognize Randy because he's been on the show in the past, and what we've done is since we changed the format, we went from 3 contestants down to a head-to-head match. And what I did is I went back and looked at those 3 episodes. And Randy, you didn't win, but you weren't the least, and so you did really well. How close did you win, or how much did you lose by? Like 1, right?
Yeah. No, it was a blowout. I got like one thing that everyone liked, and then like everyone else got 2.
All right. I had better feelings for you. I think, but you're on the Colt 45 podcast. What's been going on with Colt 45?
Nothing much really. We're actually way ahead of schedule, so we're working on trying to get some new episodes out. Hopefully next week we're gonna have our regularly scheduled episode, and we're gonna have our friend Bri-Fi from the Bri-Fi the Comics Guy.
Yes,
he's another Houston podcaster. He's gonna be on the show.
Past winner of CastOFF.
Yeah,
I think he.
Remember that? I remember him like gloating about it with his giant bucket, and
yeah, that's the problem with he's a good guy, but I don't think he's ever won anything before because he certainly didn't act like it.
He's winning life, is what he's winning.
Yes, he is. He's got a beautiful wife. He's got a beautiful baby. He seems to be things are going well for him. So screw him. And we've got your competitor is going to be someone I've known for quite a bit. He is a comedian. He is Travis Tate. Travis, how are you, sir?
I'm great. How are you doing, Craig?
Good. I don't have a podcast for you to plug.
I do. It's called Late to the Party with Travis Tate.
I didn't know you had that. How long's that been going?
Yeah. Oh, about 2 years, I think.
Does it have a Twitter account?
No, I never made a Twitter account for it.
Okay, so at least I have the right
Twitter
one.
That much, to be honest.
Well, at least
I do have an Instagram.
Well, at least I have the right thing with Travis Tate Funny.
Yeah.
So let's get started. Now, Randy, you have never seen this movie before. That correct?
That is correct. I have never seen Smokey and the Bandit. I even asked some of my friends today. I was like, "Is this supposed to be required reading?" Because I have seen Red Dawn and Mighty Python and the Holy Grail, and it's like, "Is this something that I should have seen already?" And they're like, "Oh no, I think like 1 out of the 3 had seen it." And it's like, I've never seen that movie.
No, you may be too young for that. Because
again, that might be it too. Like, we're all our millennials.
Let's not forget. Well, I'm not. I'm old. This movie came out the same year as Star Wars, so this was the second highest grossing movie of 1977. So if Star Wars did not exist, Smokey and the Bandit would be at Comic-Cons, and we'd all be dressing like Burt Reynolds. Travis, you've seen this before, yes?
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times. I watched it just last week, I think, before I chose my picks.
Yeah.
77, the year of my birth.
See? Look, oh God. And my dad wanted to be Smokey. He wanted to be the Bandit. He had the mustache, he had the hat, he had the red shirt. It was pretty despicable. But of course,
my mom was 8.
Your mom was 8. Oh, I don't want to swear on this, but that's okay. So what are the rules here? It's pretty simple. I'll throw out a character from the movie. You're going to name a new actor that is not, like, let's say, Burt Reynolds. Then the best choice out of the 2 will get a point, and I do choose them. In the future, we hope to get enough audience where you guys can do it live, and especially when we bring this on the road, you'll be able to do it live. But right now, I am the judge, jury, and executioner. I have also had a secret selection of my own. So if you happen to guess the same as me, you get an extra point. Now, just because you picked Craig's secret selection doesn't mean it's automatically the best choice. We've already had that happen a couple times where someone has they had a better choice than I could come up with, and so it actually split. Sometimes you get 2 points. Obviously, the person with the most points wins, and if there's a tie, double feature to win, which means you have to tell me what movie you think would make a good double feature for this movie, and I will pick the winner from that. Let's not forget, as always, every cast-off is sponsored by Matinee Heroes, and this week we're going to have Annie Bullock coming to talk about the Keanu Reeves, Patrick Swayze smash hit Point Break. So you can head over to matineeheroes.com, subscribe to the podcast, and where you can do that as well. But also, while you're there, head over to CastOFF, and you can subscribe to the YouTube channel and through twitch.tv. So, today, Smokey and the Bandit. This is a movie about bootlegging. This is a movie about fast cars. We got fast cars, charming guys, and dumb racist cops. Sounds like any time in today, so it's not that unusual. So are you guys ready to play?
Let's do it.
All right. So, for some reason, this is our #1 downloaded episode, and I think the main reason this movie was a big hit is its most charming star, Burt Reynolds, playing Bo Danville, the Bandit. So I'm going to start with you, Randy.
Okay.
You've never seen this movie. You're not even quite sure what he does in this movie besides drive a car.
I had actually seen only the trailer. That was enough information for me, and I was like, actually, no. I was like, I don't understand what this movie's about. And then, like, my friend told me, it's like, oh, because it was made before the trailers gave everything away. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
oh, yeah.
Well, and I also want everybody to know that tonight's podcast is not being sponsored by Coors Light. This is a beer that when water is just too thick and heavy to drink, get yourself some Coors Light. So to celebrate, I am going to get the Coors Light going because that's what this is all about, getting Coors from Texarkana to Georgia. So, Randy, who did you have playing the Bandit?
So for the Bandit, I chose Chris Pratt as the Bandit. From just watching the trailer alone, I was like, I need someone charming and like I need someone just affable. And he was the first person that popped in my head. And it's like everything I've ever seen him in is like he's always that cool but silly type of person. And I was like, okay, that's the nice combination of cool and silly I want.
And absolutely, I think he could do this because he does have that charming disposition. We've all seen him as Peter Quill, which I think is the kind of person you're looking for in this situation is a Peter Quill.
Yep.
Charming, slightly stupid, but not stupid enough where you hate him. Not an Andy from Parks and Rec, but the Magnificent Seven and Zero Dark 30, he kind of bulked up and became kind of a big dude. So, I could easily see Peter Quill, Chris Pratt, as the Bandit. So then we go over to Travis. Travis.
Yes.
Who is going to replace Burt Reynolds?
I thought about Chris Pratt. That's a really good choice. I like it. But after I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, there's some deleted scenes where Quentin Tarantino cast Burt Reynolds, who was supposed to be in the movie, but he passed away. And the person that he cast to play him, I thought would be an excellent choice. It's James Marsden.
Now, James Marsden is also fantastic. For those of you who don't know, he's pretty much been in every CGI movie between Sonic, Peter Rabbit,
Garfield. Was it even?
Garfield?
Oh, that's not Garfield. That was Breckenmeyer.
He could be
Sonic
anything.
the Hedgehog basically is Smokey and the Bandit.
Is it? I haven't seen the movie.
Is it? No, it's not.
It's pretty close.
It's okay, maybe a little. From what I've seen that movie, and yeah, I guess if you boiled it down, yes.
Well, he's also very good, very talented guy. So who do we have? We have Chris Pratt for Randy. We've got James Marsden for Travis. And between the two of them, I got to go with the guy that when I put the money on, I definitely know is going to happen. That's going to be Chris Pratt. I know he's going to be funny.
Yeah.
I went with Ryan Reynolds. I went with another Reynolds.
Him too.
I mean,
he's super saturated, man.
I know he's super saturated, but he's also a guy that can look in the camera and say something stupid or smile, like Burt Reynolds does a lot in this movie, and you buy it. It doesn't throw you.
I went outside of the box, and that box I went outside of was the correct answer box that you're seeing right there.
It's all right, man. We've all been there.
It happens. It happens a lot.
Well, next we get to the sweet and beautiful Sally Field playing Carrie, who is nicknamed Frog because of her legs. I have to explain this because Randy has not seen it.
Oh yeah, I was wondering why she was like labeled as Frog. That made no sense at all.
That's because she hops around a lot, as Burt Reynolds explains, as she's escaping from her wedding.
Okay.
So Travis, you've got first pick on this one. Who do you have playing the Oscar winner, not for this movie, but just in general, Oscar winner Sally Field?
All right, I went a little outside of the box on this one too, just because the character of Frog reminds me of a companion from Doctor Who, and one of my favorite Doctor Who companions, somebody that's also in Guardians of the Galaxy, Karen Gillan.
Now, you guys are already, you can tell that you guys are starting to sync up. It's almost like your cycles are going at the same time.
I would have picked that.
Yeah, so Doctor Who, she's great as Doctor Who because she's also sarcastic, like Sally Field is in this. She sticks up for herself quite a bit.
Her codename was the legs.
So even Randy's upset about this. But I think she would do a great job. I just watched the Avengers movies over the weekend, the final two, and I forget I'm not a big fan of Nebula, so I don't know. She lost some points for that, but I think she'd be good as if you brought her in as Amanda Pond. Is it Amanda Pond? It's been so long.
Amelia Pond?
Amelia, that's right.
Amelia Pond.
Amy Pond.
Amy Pond, yeah. Everybody's right now freaking out. My wife's in the other room screaming at me because I don't remember my Doctor Who companions. Randy, who do you have?
So for Frog, I chose Zooey Deschanel because from the scene that I got with Sally Field in it, she seemed snarky. There was a scene where she was explaining her legs, and then she putting it on the dashboard, and I was like, I need someone who has body who has body comedy, and New Girl is 80% of her falling around everywhere, and I'm like, okay, that's who I'm gonna pick for this character because
winner chicken dinner, man. I also picked Zooey Deschanel because she is known for being the girlfriend because she's the girlfriend in Elf. She's the girlfriend in 50 Days of Summer. She's the new girl, but she's always the girlfriend in that. So I think she'd be perfect because you need someone who is obtainable. You know what I mean? If we got someone you can't have Charlize Theron in this because she's too drop dead gorgeous. But Zooey Deschanel, she is just she's like every nerd's dream. She's obtainable. She seems like she's really nice and she's willing to do stupid things. So we got Karen Gillan, we got Zooey Deschanel, which you get a point for because I also picked her. And when it's all said and done, I also had to go with Zooey over Karen because she kind of fits that mold. But just because you got a pretty good lead to start off doesn't mean you can't come back, because I see Travis is going, what the hell? This is fixed. The fix is in.
Before I thought I was totally going to lose, and it was only a slightly loss. It's fine.
It was only a slight loss. Well, next we have Jerry Reed, who is playing Cletus Snow, the Snowman, which is played by country singer Jerry Reed, and he sang the songs in the movie. And Randy, you kind of followed along with that for your pick. Who did you have for Snowman?
So unknowingly to me, I was like, I just wanted, because in the trailer or in the clip I saw with Smokey and the Bandit, he wakes the guy up and it's like he's kind of older. I was like, okay, so I need someone older than Chris Pratt, but kind of countrified and who loves to drive. And then my brain immediately went to Dukes of Hazzard. And I was like, oh, wait, what about the guy? Was it Bo? Was it Luke? It was John Schneider. And I was like, I'm going to choose him as the guy who's running the 18-wheeler. And I was like, yeah. Absolutely.
So you're going to see, just a hint for you guys, you're going to see a lot of Dukes of Hazzard references, whether it's from the original series or the new series. He also was in Smallville. And then after that, poor John has not done much besides country singing. He was in Lake Placid 2, which nobody saw. And he had a couple episodes of Desperate Housewives, but he's been out there doing some stuff.
There was also an episode of Leverage I saw him in where he plays a country singer, and it was awesome.
Yeah, and he does. He's been, I think he's a Christian rock singer kind of thing, country. But yeah. Huh. And if you just look at him right there, he looks like he could be, put a ball cap on him, and he's ready to go.
Yeah. That was the other reason, too. I was like, oh, he looks just like that guy.
Travis, tell me who you got for Cletus.
All right, it's a guy that spends a lot of time in his truck all alone with his dog. I went with Sam Rockwell. I think he would be entertaining there.
Man, I was so close to that one too.
Yes. So Sam Rockwell is awesome in everything. He's known every movie he's ever been in. He dances, but we know him as Justin Hammer in Iron Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
He did a great job in Moon, and he was in Cowboys and Aliens and in Jojo Rabbit or some things. But you put a baseball hat on him and give him some snide comments, and he's going to make a great Cletus Snow. So this one's a very tough one. But you've got John Schneider, you've got Sam Rockwell. I have to give it to the Oscar winner, Sam Rockwell.
I got a point. All right.
There it is.
I went with John C. Reilly.
Oh no, he was on my list for other things, but not this.
Well, now we get to the whole reason this movie exists, and it's as good as it is. Yes, Burt Reynolds, handsome. Yes, Sally Field is cute. Yes, Jerry Reed is your fun-loving, talented singer buddy. But to have Jackie Gleason constantly swear his way through this movie as a dumb, racist sheriff from Texas, he is the most quotable character probably in movie cinema history, because I can think of 9 different things right off the top of my head. You moose twit, or when I get home, I'm gonna punch your mama in the mouth. Just stupid, funny things. So this means that we're gonna start with who do we have? We got Travis, I believe.
Yeah,
Travis.
Okay.
Now this is going to be an interesting one. So who do you have as Buford Justice?
I went with somebody that I consider a really good actor. I think he could pull this off because it is an iconic role, and it's got to be somebody that's got the delivery to do it, that can say things like, there ain't no way you came from my loins, boy. I went with John Goodman.
What?
Randy is going to freak out because Randy went with John Goodman. We have a tie for the first time ever. Of course, you got John Goodman.
Right?
He is what I would call unrecognized brilliance, because he is so good in everything he's ever done, even if he's not the main star. So we know him from The Big Lebowski. Donnie, you're out of your element. You know him from Speed Racer, where he plays this wonderful, sweet dad. Raising Arizona, he's this goofy, dumb guy. And then Monster Incorporated is the voice. John Goodman, I couldn't have picked a better one myself. So guess what, you guys? You guys automatically get 1 point each because you guys got...
What?
So the first tie ever. I went with Nick Offerman, and I think yours is a better pick. Nick Offerman would have been more stoic, but I think he would have been able to say this stuff, and I think it would have gone off rather well. But impressive when I saw that roll across my desk when you guys sent those to me. I'm like, oh, because you guys have been synced up pretty well, even though you've been picking different people.
That's weird. I was just like, from the trailer I saw, he's got that one line, "I'm a barbecue your ass," and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I've actually only heard John Goodman actually say something like that, and I have the gravitas to bring it around. I'm like, yeah.
Well, I was going to say that's just one of many quotable things that he can do. He is great. Like I said, that's why I want you to watch it, just for the quotes that Buford does, because Buford does the best. Now, when I went to try to find a picture of Junior, there is no picture. He's never without Daddy. In fact, that's what he calls him. He calls him Daddy. Now, this guy is just a good-looking dumb guy. That's the only reason he exists, because he has to be good-looking enough to lure in someone like Sally Field, but dumb enough to draw her away. That's the whole reason why she's leaving him, and that's why he's also dressed up, because he's just coming from the wedding. So, Randy, I believe you got the first one on this one, don't you?
Yep, that's me.
So, Randy, who do you have? Because you didn't even know what this character does, do you?
No, from the pieces I've gathered together, okay, so I have a runaway bride and I have a guy in a tuxedo. So I'm assuming you're either with the wedding party or you're the groom. And I was like, and then I heard that line, I was like, I can't believe you came from my loins. And I was like, so that's your son. Okay, so I need someone who could play John Goodman's son, but is kind of an idiot. So I went with Kevin Heffernan from Super Troopers, and I was like,
yeah,
yeah.
Now this is a disadvantage to you, because you have to, having not seen the movie, you're not quite sure what he's doing there, and he's, like I said, he's just there to be good looking and dumb. And hey, Kevin Heffernan, he's a funny guy, but good looking ain't it. But he would be perfect for he would look more like Buford T. Justice's son. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's all. Okay, well, I'll make these guys look more relatable, and their marriage is more about for the town rather than for just because he's good looking.
Yeah, there's got to be some. You'd have to rewrite that script just a hair because he looks like he could be Buford T. Justice, but Frog ain't gonna go after him.
No.
Mrs. T. Justice must have been Raquel Welch. Let's just put it that way.
Well,
to get that son out there.
Hey, he's from Texas. You've seen Texas people that look like Randy, especially because he lives in Texas. You've seen some real big old dummies that have really hot wives for some reason.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that happens in Utah quite a bit too, except they usually have several wives so they can spread the ugly around. So, Travis, who have you decided is going to be the one and only Junior Justice?
I took a guy, he's very good looking, and he can play dumb. He's not dumb, he can play dumb, and when he does it, I think he does it very, very funny in a funny way. I went with John Hamm.
Now, this is, I can't say how much perfect this could possibly be, because, I mean, he's known to be a-hole lawman in a lot of movies like The Town and Richard Jewell, but, you know, and Kimmy Schmidt is the person you're thinking of, I believe, where he plays a really stupid cult leader.
30 Rock.
Yeah, and 30 Rock.
He was a dumb in 30 Rock. He got his hands cut off.
Yeah. But he was great at The Bad Times at the El Royale, if you haven't seen that one yet. So we've got Kevin Heffernan, John Hamm, and I think if you had a chance to redo this one, Randy, you probably would, but John Hamm fits that bill like nobody else, because you got to have someone who's good looking and dumb, and I think Kevin Heffernan only fits half that. I had Channing Tatum, because he's a big, good looking dumb guy too.
Yeah, seen that. Seen that one.
Well, now we get to Big and Little Enos Burdett, which, having only seen the trailer, you thought Little Enos was a kid.
Yeah. I was like, so there's a kid with a mustache. I've seen that before, and it's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, we're going to start with Big Enos, played by Patrick McCormick. And if you don't know Patrick McCormick, he is one of those raconteur funny guys. He was on Carson all the time. He's hilarious. And you don't really see it in the movie very much, but he's fun to listen to. So if you go back and look at those old Johnny Carsons where he shows up, he's really funny. And he's big as a tree. So, Travis, who do you have? And I don't even know what they do. I think they're car dealers or something.
I think they set up like illegal races is what they do.
I think they do that on the side. I think
they're just drug lords.
Well, I think their legal profession is they're like a car dealership, and then they sponsor all the races, and then they also have him run up to Texarkana to get beer, but then of course at the very end they send him to Boston to get clam chowder in 24 hours. So, who do you have playing Big Enos Burdett?
All right, I went for a guy. He's big. He's got a handlebar mustache. He's from the South. I went with Hulk Hogan.
This has to be the oddest choice that has come through.
That would have been so good.
Because I remember him from the WWF, not the WWE. That's bullshit. WWF. Right. And he was Thunder Lips in Rocky 3. That was the Mr. TF one as well.
Oh, Thunder Lips.
Yep, that was his name. And that was like 82, 83. Good Lord. And then, of course, the one movie that he did by himself that he starred in was Suburban Commando. But then, of course, we throw him.
He did several.
Wasn't that one movie at the hotel where he was like in the night vision and all that stuff? He did a movie once.
Was he the star of that, or was he in it?
I think he was just in it.
Yeah. I'm talking.
He was the star of No Holds Barred.
Was he?
Yeah.
I thought, wasn't that a Patrick Swayze, Steven Seagal type movie?
No, that was Hulk Hogan.
Oh my God. Well, I had to say this was the weirdest thing, because when you started to say handlebar mustache, I was thinking maybe Tiger King, but Hulk Hogan is Big Enos, which, all right. So Randy, I'm not gonna show my hand too much, but I believe the door is open to grab a point here.
I hope so. I'm gonna butcher this last name, by the way. I keep trying to say it in my head, but I'm gonna go. Who I chose for Big Enos was David Koechner.
Now, this is beautiful because
you even got a hand on it.
I knew, because whammy. That's the guy from He is super funny. He is the sports guy in Anchorman movies where he does the whammy, and he's very sexually aggressive and not in a good way. He played Cooter in the Dukes of Hazzard remake or the movie.
That's why I didn't choose him.
Was that why?
Yeah.
All right.
I chose him because of The Office. I was like, okay, I want a big old, this guy.
So for Big Enos Burdett, we got Hulk Hogan, we got David Koechner, and I'll be honest with you, you got to go with David Koechner on this. I had Oliver Platt, who, if you remember him, he'd have to. He usually plays a dandy. If you can butch him up a little bit and give him a southern, I think his way he does things would be perfect for it. But your Dave Koechner is better than mine, Randy. I would definitely, if they actually made this movie, I could see him playing Big Enos.
I know. I was like, oh, this is perfect for this guy. It's like even 5 minutes to get him in and get him out.
Now, as the score sits right now, it's 5-3 with one left. Now, it is possible to not only get a point, but also if you pick mine to get 2 points. So this is not over. I know you feel that way. I can see you I can see how you look, Travis. You're like, what the hell's going on? So let's start with Randy.
So close.
Randy, we're going to move on to Little Enos Burdett. Now, Little Enos is also
not a child.
Not a child. Actually, he is world famous singer-songwriter Paul Williams. He wrote almost all the music for the Muppet movie. He's
in the Muppet movie.
He's in the Muppet movie, but he wrote all the music, Rainbow Connection, all that stuff. So he's a really talented guy. And in the 70s, he was a staple on talk shows. He was one of those guys that you would bring on, and you knew he'd be funny. He'd make fun of himself being short and all that good stuff. But he was extremely talented. So, who do you have playing Little Enos Burdett?
So,
knowing that it's a man and not a child.
Yeah, now that I know it's a man and not a child, I switched it up and went with Brad Williams.
So, now, Travis, have you ever worked with Brad Williams?
I have met him several times. I haven't worked with him, though.
Okay, because
very nice guy.
Yeah, because when it comes to comedians, I've worked with quite a few as well. So back in the old days when I was a comedian and a failed comedian, I have not really seen a lot of his stuff. So I'm not aware of his talent level or what kind of comedy he's in, but he's known for being a stand-up. I guess they found him. Mencia found him in the audience and elevated him to, hey, come on stage, and then they went it up. Now, I don't know what Poop Talk is. It's a documentary he was in because he has not been in a lot of movies.
No, he's not.
So
he's strictly a straight-up stand-up, and it's like, I hate to be that guy, but when I'm looking for little people, and like that's the first guy. Like he even has a bit where like someone confused him with Wee Man. He's like, nope, not the same guy. And it's like, and one other thing, that guy's Mexican, not even me.
Well, I do want to say that Paul Williams is short, but he's like 4'9", 10, and sitting next to a 6'3" Pat McCormick, he looks even smaller. But when I said small guy, you immediately went for the smallest guy you could think of.
I went the small guy, yeah. And I was like, you said small guy, and he looked like a child to me compared to this giant man that I didn't know was giant.
Oh, he's giant. He's huge.
I was like, okay. It just framed it weird so that Burt Reynolds seemed almost normal, and like, okay, so he's the normal height, and then here's Big Enos, who's like super big or kind of big, versus little Enos. Okay.
So Travis,
unconventional, like Hulk Hogan.
Yes,
I would have gone with Hulk Hogan. I was like, yeah, we're dumb. This guy looks like
Hulk Hogan and Brad Williams would be cool.
That would be funny. I would watch that.
So Travis, who do you have playing Little Enos Burdett?
All right. Originally, I kind of thought about going with The Rock and Kevin Hart for these.
That would have been good.
But I thought, I just thought they've been in so many things lately. I wanted to go a different direction. But I went with another very funny guy, Patton Oswalt.
Now this is this would be perfect. I have to say because he is on the short side, but he's super funny. Also known for stand-ups. You guys both pick stand-up comedians, but he can act. I don't know if Brad Williams. That's not I'm not disparaging Brad Williams. I don't know, but I know for a fact because he was great in The Big Fan. He's the voice of the rat in Ratatouille. He was really funny in AP Bio, and he does the voiceover for the Goldbergs that my wife watches all the time. And his stand-up special on Netflix is fantastic. Have you had a chance to meet or work with Patton?
I've never met Pat. No, unfortunately. Maybe someday.
Yeah, he's super funny. So we got Brad Williams, who is not Greg Brady.
Yep.
We got Patton Oswalt. Now I hold it off because this is such a good pick. But you got the point. But I went with Leslie Jordan. Now, if you don't know who Leslie Jordan is, he is right now he's about 70 years old, but he is the short, effeminate Southern guy that you always see in. I guess he was in Evening Shade. He's super funny. I think he was in the Golden Girls maybe. But if I don't have to show the picture of what my guy was. So with a score of 5-4, and this was as super close as it could possibly be.
Yep.
We have Randy Yarbrough, comeback king. Second time is the charm for you, sir. You are today's winner.
Yay!
And as today's winner, you get to go with a final thought. So what is your final thought, Randy?
My final thought is that my movie would be pretty awesome to watch.
Yes, I agree.
I'm just saying, and it would definitely have to be not Coors Light. It'd probably be some kind of like energy drink that's off the market. Maybe just a series of Bang that they can't get in Florida anymore. Like, we're trying to get the rainbow unicorn, and I think it would be pretty cool.
And it was super close. And again, I think if we took all the winners and made a movie out of it, it would be gangbusters. So you guys did a great job. Just to remind everybody, if you liked what you're seeing, you can follow us along at Matinee Heroes on Twitter. You can always subscribe to twitch.tv/Matinee Heroes and watch us every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Of course, you can always join the Facebook group where we talk about what's coming up. You can also listen to the podcast and find the podcast there. And of course, you can go to YouTube via matineeheroes.com/castoff. As soon as we get the magic number of subscribers, we can get the custom one. But right now, you can head over to our main one. And just want to tell you that next week, we will be doing Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters. And Randy is upset because he got Smokey and the Bandit.
Yes.
Despite the fact he never saw it and still won.
Yeah.
He is so ungrateful.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's not like one of my favorite movies.
It's not?
It's not like I had the bed sheets.
So once again, I want to thank you guys. And of course, as you can see, we've got great, like I said, Chris Pratt, Zooey Deschanel, Sam Rockwell with John Goodman, John Hamm and David Koechner as Big Enos, Patton Oswalt as Little Enos. That is a movie, my friends. You guys did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.